Work on your environment. Take care of your environment. Welcome to King's Bio Production Academy. Today, I want to raise a very urgent about our environmental conservation. We are no longer taking care of our environment. Pollution has been the word of the day. From air pollution, water pollution, to even soil pollution. And I know some people will give some reasons about maybe overpopulation. I'm telling you, nature will not accept our reasons. We need to take care of our environment. My main concern is the industrialized nations. Those are the first world, the developed nations, China, USA. Those developed countries are the ones that are causing much of these pollutions. And they are the ones who should support mutually on the conservation of our ecosystem. Most of these industrialized nations, they're the ones that have more of the industries. They're using the fossil fuels to run the industries. Most of them, the old ways of production, they don't use the renewable source of energy, which is environmental friendly. Like this use of the leaded fossil fuels, they will be releasing a lot of, we'll have the release of things like the sulfur oxides. We will release again nitrogen oxide. We will be releasing carbon dioxide, and all those ones are very dangerous and disastrous to the human respiratory system. They will be causing some diseases and some defects like the respiratory diseases. Again, some heavy metals like lead and mercury will find their ways through the food chain to the human system, and it will be having a long-term effect to the fetal development. It will be having some effect, like which one? It will be having some effect because they can damage the mental development. To the adults, it will have the same problem, and it can cause the blockage of the circulatory system. And if blood is being blocked, that will be transported to the heart. That is where the heart disease or even heart failure occurs. If they block the blood which is being transported to the brain, that is where we experience stroke and a person become paralyzed. Some of these gases like the nitrogen oxide are carcinogenic, and that is what I want to speak about here today. Scientists have been looking the cause of cancer. I'm not a scientist. I'm not yet a scientist, but soon I'll be becoming a scientist. And my main research that I want to research, we have not found the cause of cancer. And according to my thinking, I think I'm too young, but I'm not too young to observe. I've observed a lot. During the old days, that is when I was around 5'10", I never heard of someone dying of cancer. If they were there, they were limited. They were few in number. But nowadays, most of the rampant deaths are caused by cancer. Scientists have not given us the details about the cause of the cancer. We have not found the real treatment of cancer. And I want to tell you today, according to my thinking, I think these cancer results have risen due to mutation. And this mutation, what has caused this mutation? Number one is because of these pollutions that I'm speaking here about today. And those pollutions that I'm speaking here today is an example of those gases like nitrogen oxide. Global warming is what has risen. We're experiencing extreme temperatures above. When you check according to the statistics, the temperatures, some previous 20 years and today's temperatures, there is a very big difference. There is a very rise or increased temperatures within the ozone. So we are speaking about mutation. Mutation has led to the development of new cells or cells being altered and becoming cancerous. And that is what has killed a lot of people. And we are saying, if we don't protect our environment today, we'll have a big problem. We'll have a big problem. We'll have a big problem. Let's speak about the air pollution. These industries, they'll be releasing these gases. Let me just give an example of the developed nations. You know, these are gaseous substances. They will not be affecting those countries. The countries that will be affected are the countries far, far away from those countries because they're in gaseous form. So they'll just be diffusing. And the affected countries will be far away, miles away from where those industries are set. We are not in the world of the blame. Who should do it, when it's to be done, but let's focus on ways of how we can conserve environment for our next generations to come. If we don't do it now, I'm telling you, we will lose any life within this ecosystem because we are waiting to. If we continue the nature of the pollution that we have been causing, it will be very difficult to handle. When the right time comes, that we will be ready. Let's check about the governments. We don't spend enough money on environmental conservation. When you check many of the dockets in many of the nations, we focus on education, we focus on health, we focus on development, we focus on internal security. All those ones, I'm telling you. And we overlook on the environmental conservation. If we don't protect the environment, we will continue to spend more on health. We will continue to spend more on education for research of these new upcoming diseases. So let's invest in our environment. Invest in our environment. And environmental pollution, I can tell you, it's contributed from an individual level, not just all. It's from an individual level. Let's speak again about maybe things like water pollution. Water pollution. Water pollution, when you speak about the industries, many of these industries release their sewage, not just the sewage, raw sewage, because of failure to do what? To treat their sewage. They maximize their profits in an expense of saving the environment. They release a very raw sewage to the water bodies. This raw sewage causes diseases like cholera. Elisha survives in those dirty water, polluted water. And this now leads to the transmission of diseases. And that is why I'm telling you, we spend more again for the treatments of those diseases. When you speak about this raw sewage, when you release the raw sewage, it leads to the proliferation of the bacteria. Bacteria number increases because of what? They increase because they have to break that raw sewage to some organic substances. And during this time, with the increased number of the bacteria, there will be increased chances of spread of diseases. Some industries again still release very hot water, direct. The water used for the cooling of the machines, they release to the water bodies. And what happens to these ones? When they release this hot water can kill directly those aquatic organisms, and that's why we lose the biodiversity of the organism. These organic waste, when they're being broken down, there will be a lot of release of nutrients, and those nutrients like the nitrates, phosphates, and this leads to something called eutrophication. The eutrophication, this is where there will be algal bloom. A lot of algae will be growing in the water body, and it will kill a lot of water plants because it will be using a lot of carbon dioxide in the water body. So photosynthesis for the plants, because they have low adaptive feature, they'll have to be killed and being eliminated. That is why we lose the biodiversity of the aquatic ecosystem. Fish die due to the depletion of oxygen. Those bacteria will use a lot of oxygen in the water body, and we will lose the fish. So some fish species which demand more of oxygen will go to extinction. So this extinction of losing, each and every time we lose something, each and every time we lose something through the extinction process. And this one can never be recovered again. Again, the effect of this water pollution is about the heavy metals. These industries, when they release these wastes, they might be containing the heavy metals like the mercury, copper, and even what? Lead. They will be absorbed by the plants. They will be eaten by the fish. The fish will be eaten by humans. And now the effect affect the human. We say they can affect what? The mental development, especially of the young individuals. And the adults, it can block some blood vessels which takes blood to the main parts of the body, like the heart and even to the brain, essential sections. And this can lead to heart attack, death, and even what? Maybe by the brain, it can lead to things like the shock. So let's focus. We are saying pollution is something that we need to eradicate. Pollution is something that we need to eradicate. Factories still manufacture the aerosol sprays. We manufacture each and every time. We have never taken concern of recycling of our waste. You are done with our perfume. The aerosol spray, the perfume, you're done. You just throw those cans away anyhow. And because of this one, what happens? We will be releasing those carcinogenic substances. Because of this are made up of the fluorocarbons. Chlorofluorocarbons. Eh? So, and this one we are saying they are carcinogenic and can cause what? Cancer that we are speaking about through the mutations process. We have to take care of our environment. We have to take care of the environment. Even the Bible, from the book of Genesis 2 verse 15, the Lord did what? Took man. We are saying Genesis 2 verses 15. And I'm saying what? The Lord took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to work on it and to take care of it. God took man, that is Adam, to the Garden of Eden and Eve, and he told them to do what? To work on that garden and to protect. That is to take care of that garden. That's not just what? The only verse. We have even Jeremiah. The Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 7, it reads, I brought you into a fertile land. I brought you into a fertile land to eat its fruits and rich produce. And you came and defiled my land and made my inheritance detestable. You are saying Jeremiah 2nd, verse what? 7. I brought you into my fertile land to eat its fruits and also what? Rich produce. But you did what? You came and defiled my fertile land and made my inheritance distasteful. That is God complaining. Let's say about this garbage, because of our population and of our careless throwing of this, like the polythene packs, it was banned sometimes back in Kenya. But still, they still find their way to the markets. If you go to the markets today, you still find those papers. Some industries, like those making bread, they're still using those papers. They're non-biodegradable. They're taken to the forest, dumped in the forest, not even burned, because of after some time they'll be buried, the soil service. Because of their non-biodegradable nature, they reduce the soil fertility. And because of the reduction of the soil fertility, what happens? Sometimes you plant some trees, they don't grow. We lose the soil fertility. We have some glasses. They are just thrown in now. Those brewing industries, they are using those what? Bottles. They are just dumped anywhere. And because of this one, we destroy our soils. And the production of our soil is being lowered. Deforestation. This is what we have been seeing. A lot of deforestation. Reason being, again, I know people say what? Population increase. Right. Population is increasing. We have done more deforestation. People have never known importance of having forest, importance of having trees. That is the one that will reduce the gases in our atmosphere. So, and because of this, what happens? We lose a lot of we lose a lot of trees, and because of this one, there will be a lot of accumulation of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide accumulating in the atmosphere leads to the increased what? The reduction of it will be absorbing a lot of the UV light radiation, and because of this one leads to the greenhouse effect, and thus global warming. And because of the global warming, it has led to desertification, and that is why our rain patterns within the ecosystem has been affected terribly. We can never predict that these are short rains, these are long rains. We're experiencing floods. After floods, we're experiencing droughts. We're experiencing El Ninos. And this one has caused a lot of damage to human life and even animal life and even the ecosystem in large, because we are losing more of our biodiversity. This one I'm insisting, please, we need to conserve our environment. I'm arguing, I'm requesting each and every nation, please set or even lead. It's about our leaders. These things will be about our leaders, and our leaders have to do it. They have to accept this. They have to have a budget, a good budget of good initiatives, of encouraging from the individual level for those, and even give them rewards for those who do environmental conservations. Planetary, be paid. Let it be a business. Environmental conservation, let's make it be a business, so that people can venture as a business initiative and at the expense of the conservation of our environment. If we don't conserve our environment, nobody will come to conserve our environment. If we don't conserve our environment for ourselves, it's us who we will be. We will get harm. The harm that we will get from this environmental damage, I am telling you, we cannot manage to survive in the near future coming. If we don't do it today, it's almost late. I'm telling you, it's almost late. If we continue to damage our environment, all of us will perish. All of us will perish. The damage that an environment can cause cannot be friendly. It can ruin us and actually punish us. So we need to do something today, not even tomorrow. From your homestead, protect it from today, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is very, very, very far. I'm telling you, almost late. And because we're almost late, you better do what? You better do something. So, which are the ways that we should adopt, at least to conserve our environment? Number one, which is a key, plant a tree. If you cannot manage to plant trees, plant a tree. That is the first one. Number two, let's adopt the green technologies, the green technologies. Green technologies. Let's avoid use of these, all the things that are causing our environmental conservation. In terms of treatment of sewage, we have modern technologies. Modern technologies, instead of releasing to the water bodies, we have renewable. We renew and we recycle our waste within our industries. Number three, let's use the renewable source of energy. God loved us very much. He gave us some things that we are not using maximally. Of the hydroelectric power, it's a good one. Of the free sun, free sun. Let's use the solar system. Solar system can be used for a lot of functions, even which we have not discovered. We have not discovered some which can be beneficial for us. Scientists, let's venture to produce new modern technologies which are environmental friendly. That is the second. Number four, each and every government, each and every nation globally, let them set some strict laws. And those strict laws is about the environmental regulations. Let people suffer. If we treat it normally, it will treat us abnormally. You understand that? So let's make a strict laws. People be arrested for violating the rules. People be fined and pass through add ways so that we can still safeguard our environment. Then again, let's set some good huge amount of money to support the environmental conservation. We cannot do it by saying. We can only do it by setting some good programs that we can recover. We make recovery within a short time. We know it will take a long time, but if we spend our resources to our environmental conservation, I am telling you, nothing will be expensive for us. We just need to use the money that we have got from polluting the environment to safeguard that environment again. Money is there. Nobody should tell you that we don't have money. We have enough money. God blessed us. God released us to this nature, to this land, and He blessed us enough. And He said, go, conserve, take care of my environment. So I don't have much more than that, but to wish you be an environmental conservant. Be an environmental conservant. Thank you.